Well, hey guys, I hope your week is going well. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing some good old serums, some anti-aging serums from the brand Indeed Labs. This is a brand that I have talked about before, and it's from Canada, but you can now buy it in Ulta. It's cruelty-free, Ulta. It's cruelty-free, and the company, I swear, every single product in the line, at least from what I can gather, is like $24.99. That seems to be their benchmark price point. They don't go above or below that. And their products are cosmeceuticals, meaning they're products that are intended to beautify and, change the appearance of your skin for the better. They have a variety of peptides in them, so I'm going to talk about the ingredients and kind of what they might do in this video. First up is their Hydraluron serum. This is actually a series of products that they have in this Hydraluron line, and I've actually talked about this serum before. I love it. It is a hyaluronic acid serum that has a very lightweight jelly-like consistency that you can apply to your face while the skin is still damp after cleansing. The reason you want to apply it to your skin then is that the main thing about this serum is its hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant that binds water, so that's the best time to put this on your skin. After you put that on though, you have to cover it with a with a full-blown moisturizer. Because there aren't really enough ingredients in this that will seal in what's called transepidermal water loss. So all the water that the sodium hyaluronate in this product binds on your skin and helps in hydrating up your skin will just evaporate right out of your skin. But this is a really nice serum for just hydrating up areas around your skin where you have maybe a little bit of textural irregularity, you want to firm things up, and it can definitely improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, especially around the eyes. Products with hyaluronic acid definitely have been shown to do that. I have a video talking all about hyaluronic acid, but it has an amazing water binding capacity. But not only does it have hyaluronic acid in it, this Hydraluron serum also has red marine algae. Now, red marine algae, or algae in general, seaweed, is very competitive with hyaluronic acid for water binding. It can hold a lot of water. I talked about this in my video reviewing La Mer, and then I did a dedicated video on marine extracts and skincare. So this has both of them. I really find I've gone through probably several tubes of their serum, and I find that it definitely delivers wonderful hydration, similar to some of the many other hyaluronic acid humectants that I've reviewed on here before, like the Neutrogena Hydra Boost product that I love, as well as the Hada Labo Skin Plumping Gel Cream, and many others. So it's really good and definitely is helpful. But then they also have, now this isn't their serum, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the other products in the Hydraluron line here, so you guys kind of understand how they differ. This is the Hydraluron Moisture Jelly. Now this too has hyaluronic acid in it, but it also has urea, another humectant that isn't as intense in terms of water binding, but it can soften the skin. So this is a much thicker overall consistency, and in addition to sodium hyaluronate or hyaluronic acid, it also has urea in it. I love urea as a humectant in skincare products because it really can kind of help in guiding the biology of your skin towards making a more hydrated stratum corneum, so to speak. It really can help in skin barrier function overall, so it's a wonderful ingredient. This doesn't have the red marine algae in it, but it does have algin, so you're getting some marine extract as well. Now, the odd thing about this product and another product which I will review in this video is that they include this seed extract, white bird of paradise seed. It has a very long name, but it's the white bird of paradise, and they claim that this seed extract will brighten hyperpigmentation, dark circles under your eyes. I have not seen the data to support that. That's kind of what they're claiming it's useful for, but it's not fragrance. So, if you're worried about that, it's not fragrance. It's just an extract from the seeds. That doesn't mean it can't be irritating still, but yeah, that's in there. That's kind of what they're promoting in the product. but to me, this is a very thick humectant. How does it differ though from the serum? The serum is the type of thing that you can put to the entire face, whereas the moisture jelly is a lot thicker, and it's great to just put on top of the serum in areas where you really want to focus on amping up the hydration to deliver even more intense hydration. I don't know though that you necessarily need both. I think you can get really nice results just with the serum or just with the moisture jelly. I kind of like the jelly packaging with the pump a la Drunk Elephant and their La Retro Whip or whatever, and Proteini moisturizers. I like that packaging, it's handy. So yeah, that's a great product. I honestly though, I would choose that or the serum. I don't necessarily think you need both. Now, I mentioned with the serum and also with this product, by the way, that you need to put a full-blown moisturizer on over top to seal in transepidermal water loss. Otherwise, the water that hyaluronic acid is holding onto will just evaporate right out, and you'll actually get worsening dryness. So they have a moisturizer, the Hydraluron Intense Moisture Lotion. This is fine. I don't think this is a particularly great value though. I'm going to list down below in the description box some moisturizers that I recommend for just a moisturizer to go on over these serums that are, will do the job just fine. This isn't necessarily bad. It's like 25 bucks, their signature price for this little pump bottle. It has shea butter in it, which is a wonderful moisturizing ingredient for holding in water. It seals in transepidermal water loss. It also has Chondrus crispus extract, another marine extract, really good water binding abilities. Unfortunately, this product has olive oil in it. Now, I've talked about how olive oil, when left on the skin, such as in moisturizing products, actually has been shown to worsen transepidermal water loss. Now, personally, I have used this so that I could review it for you guys. I didn't find that to be the case. I found that it was just fine for me, but yeah, that's there. So, that's not my, if I were making a moisturizer, I would not use olive oil for that reason, but it is in there. This also has soy protein. Now, soy protein and soy in skincare products can be soothing. It's rich in antioxidants, it's anti-inflammatory, and it also can have a skin brightening effect. I didn't appreciate that per se with this product. Unfortunately, this does have some fruit oils in it, and I can't speak as to whether or not those would cause irritation for you. But whenever there are fruit oils in something, there are more risky ingredients. So I would say this is not, of everything I'm reviewing today, I wouldn't go with this. I would skip this. Just use a basic moisturizer. This isn't worth the $25. All right, so that's the Hydraluron kind of line. But moving on to the next serum is the Pepta-bright. This is a really interesting product, and I think the ingredients are worth considering if you struggle with post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or if you have sunspots, what are called solar lentigines, or those little brown spots. They can either be on your face or on the backs of your hands related to sun exposure. Or if you have melasma and you're looking for something that might help. Although with melasma, you guys know that can be a very frustrating journey, especially when it comes to trying to find something in the store that's going to correct it. You usually end up very disappointed. So anyways, if you are struggling with hyperpigmentation, consider this product again at $24.99. It has a peptide in it that is an antagonist of a hormone that promotes pigment production, transfer of what are called the melanosomes within the melanocyte, the cell that makes pigment, and can definitely have a brightening effect. The peptide, it's got a long name, as do most of these peptides. But anyways, it's a what's called a MSH antagonist. So it antagonizes that hormone and can have a brightening effect. There are actually some small studies looking at this peptide and showing these outcomes. So that's cool. There's a Japanese study that actually looked at women with just dark hyperpigmentation, dark spots on their face, and showed an improvement. I think it was out to I can't remember the duration, maybe out to 12 weeks they looked, with using this particular peptide. Although in that study they were using it alongside another ingredient that can lead to some skin brightening, niacinamide. They were using it alongside 5% niacinamide. But there are some other studies just looking at the peptide alone. Specifically, there's one study looking at people with melasma, and they actually did show an improvement in the melasma with this peptide. But you know, don't get too optimistic, you guys, with melasma. You know, it's a challenging skin disease, and so I don't want to give you false hope. This was a small study, but it's promising. And then another study looked at this peptide and showed that it improved those sunspots, solar lentigine. So I really think it's a good product to consider if you have sunspots that you're trying to brighten up, especially if you guys, are wanting to avoid hydroquinone. Hydroquinone is, safe. I have a video talking all about it, its risks, its side effects. It's, not available in many other countries, but I know a lot of you want to avoid hydroquinone. This would be a good product to consider, and it's affordable. This peptide is really pretty novel. In addition to that peptide, though, this also has lactic acid. Lactic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid that in moisturizing products like this, it serves largely as a humectant, meaning it will help in hydrating up the skin. It can also soften the skin a little bit and gently exfoliate some surface skin cells, help them to exfoliate naturally. And, if you've got hyperpigmentation that is more what we call up high, more superficial, that will expedite the clearance of that hyperpigmentation. It also has rescorcinol in it, an ingredient that inhibits the enzyme that leads to pigment production, tyrosinase. So some good ingredients. The product itself, though, stings. So if you have really sensitive skin, be aware of that. I don't have sensitive skin in the sense that I don't experience burning and tingling with products particularly easily. And this actually, I felt a little bit of a tingling sensation. So if you've got really sensitive skin, you may find that to be an issue. But elsewhere in the body, personally, I didn't try it. If this is something that you buy and you find that it's uncomfortable to use on your face, you might actually end up using it elsewhere in your body. These products, they don't necessarily have to be exclusively used on your face. I think we always think about that with cosmetics, is that they are face only. But if you've got issues on your hands that you want to improve, or your lower legs, definitely, give it a try. All right, the next serum, so yeah, I think the Pepta-bright is definitely worth considering. The next serum, it has a funny name, Snoxin. Yeah, Snoxin sounds like a word to describe a very loud sneeze. Okay, so Snoxin is essentially a peptide serum. Peptides are ingredients that I've got several videos on. They tend to be costly ingredients to manufacture. Some peptides have shown promise for increasing hyaluronic acid levels in the skin and increasing collagen production in the skin overall, and also overall leading to an improvement in skin texture and firmness. But another way that they work is similar to hyaluronic acid or marine extracts as a humectant, meaning they hold water in the skin and hydrate things up. So they can, just by doing that, they can improve skin texture and also skin luminosity, smoothness. You will notice these improvements when you use humectant. So you definitely can appreciate that with a peptide serum. But this particular product, the Snoxin, Snoxin II, I don't know what the 2 is for. Anyway, Snoxin II has matrixyl in it that is actually one of the peptides that has been shown to increase collagen production and hyaluronic acid levels. Albeit, these are like really small studies, not the most perfect data, but that's an ingredient where you can at least point to a paper or 2 on it. It's also got another peptide. Now this is something that I am not super familiar with, but I read a little bit about. It's called hexanoyl dipeptide 3. This is a peptide that the company that made this, so Indeed Lab didn't necessarily synthesize this peptide. They've acquired it and put it in here. But the company, the industry, pharmaceutical company that engineered this, they claim that the way it works is to help the skin in shedding a little bit naturally. So basically they claim that it competitive, it competes with certain proteins on the surface of the skin that impair skin turnover. So in doing so, it can help your skin kind of turn over a little bit better. I honestly have not seen data on this ingredient. It's merely like what the industry company, what have you, the pharmaceutical company is kind of stating, but I haven't seen like independent studies on this, so I'm not entirely convinced about those claims, but I'd like to see more. It's compelling anyways. I find these peptides they engineer, I think they're kind of interesting, and I always want to see more data on them. So this one's promising, and peptide serums products, it's one of the things people spend a lot of money on. I don't have any reason to believe that this is necessarily going to give you guys different results than you will just see with the Hydraluron product, which is merely a humectant, merely sodium hyaluronate, and not these peptides that are humectants but also claim to do all these other jazzy things. I don't know that you're necessarily going to see a striking difference between the two products. That being said, they are the same price. Now, are peptides irritating or risky ingredients? Anything can be irritating, so that does add a little bit extra risk over the Hydraluron product, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a high risk for irritation type product. So at the end of the day, I do think it's worth giving it a shot if you're interested in pursuing peptides. They can be really expensive. All right, moving on. The Snoxin, the Pepta-bright, the Hydraluron. All right, the last true serum is their vitamin C serum. Now you guys know I don't really, I'm not a huge fan of vitamin C serums because I'll tell you what, vitamin C with ferulic acid and vitamin E definitely is what has been shown to be beneficial for improving hyperpigmentation and lessening some of the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation. So I'm not knocking vitamin C, but we all know it's got significant stability issues. It can degrade, and it tends to be more irritating for people and drying. And the data for vitamin C is with L-ascorbic acid and combined with ferulic acid and vitamin E. So there are a variety of other vitamin C's out there that the companies claim are more stable. They've overcome some of the issues of the fact that vitamin C, because it's water soluble, like how does it even get into your skin since your skin's so oily and waxy? So they've come out with what are called stabilized and oil soluble vitamin C derivatives. One such is THD. Sounds like an illicit substance. Ascorbate is a lipid soluble or oil soluble, meaning it'll go across the waxy lipid layer of your skin barrier easily, version of vitamin C. But you guys, the data on this particular variant of vitamin C is lacking. So it's promising, but not quite there. So I'm not convinced that the C24 is something that's worth your time and effort. Of the serums, I've got to tell you guys, I think probably the novel one that I think is definitely worth considering for those of you with hyperpigmentation is Pepta-bright, although it does sting and is a little irritating. Hydraluron, either the serum or honestly the jelly, I don't think you could go wrong with. I would skip the lotion. It's nothing. And Snoxin is reasonable if you want to do a peptide product for firming. Is definitely reasonable, but I would say skip the vitamin C. Anyways, those are the serums with a few add-ons. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video to get you to watch it, but if you watched it and made it this far, thank you so much. Comment below. This brand has some boosters, and would you like a review of those? But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.